Internet! Shalth is here, and it's time for Arena Time here on ShoutStone. Once again, we are following Trump's run through the arena, and we got some great games still in store. Now, of course, this arena run was pre-patch, so these final few games of this run will be pre-patch. So any of the changes that have happened since are not going to be in this video, but that's okay. Let's just not waste any time. We're following Trump's Paladin run through the arena, so let's get into the action right now. It is Uther versus Jaina. Trump versus Catan. Trump playing the part of the Paladin, Catan playing the part of the Mage, Jaina. So, as it stands right now, Trump is 6-1 in the arena, in this particular arena run. So we are hoping that he can nail these last three games, or last three wins, I should say, and pull off the win. But we just have to kind of wait and see. He's going to start things off with a Pandaren Brewmaster. Now usually those Brewmasters are useful for kind of bouncing cards back and forth because they allow you to return a friendly minion back to your hand, so you can trigger Battlecry effects repeatedly if necessary. But in this case, he wanted to get a good solid 2-drop minion out, and for 2 mana, a 3/2 minion is a pretty nice option. And he does not have to burn the Battlecry, which makes it pretty appealing. So he's going to trade it to clear the field and drop a Bloodfen Raptor. So in a matchup like this, Mage players, of course, have a ton of utility. Sorcerer's Apprentice is a very strong card in a Mage deck if it can survive. Now, it probably won't, or no, it's just going to drop... Gonna go straight to the hero. So any spells that the Mage player has because of that Sorcerer's Apprentice can be pretty potent because they're gonna cost less for as long as that Apprentice is out on the field. But he's gonna want to get something to protect it out there pretty soon. So some kind of taunt minion on Catan's side. He's gonna pop Arcane Explosion, and he's gonna burn his hero power to take out one minion and sacrifice the Apprentice to clear the field. So didn't keep it out for very long, but at least he got some use out of it by burning that Arcane Explosion. The field is clear once again. Amani Berserker coming into play, and popping a Silverhand Recruit. So, still kind of just an interesting game as everybody just kind of gets established. We're in the 5-drop point now. Ogre Magi coming out for the Mage player to get a little bit of extra spell damage. But hopefully this is a spell-heavy deck for this Mage player. You know, you can assume as much, but it is a arena deck, and you never really know. Gonna pop Blessing of Kings, possibly, on that Berserker? Nope. Looks like he changed his mind. That would have given it a 4/4, probably would have been enough to clearly take out the Magi, and survive, and trigger the Enrage on him. But we'll have to see what he wants to do. It is that point where it's basically time to start evaluating some options, because you do want to not leave a 4/4 minion on the field for very long, because it is going to become a major problem. But, you know, you also don't want to sacrifice some pretty strong cards like Blessing of Kings on a 2/3 minion that you may not have very long, because there could very well be a Polymorph on the other side of the table, and something like that can quickly end your run. But he is going to do that Blessing of Kings, it looks like. He's running out of time, so he's going to have to make a choice. Yeah, he's going to do that, and he's going to pop the Divine Shield to take the Magi out, and do a quick point of damage to Catan, bring him down to 26. So now there's a very formidable 6/7 minion on the other side of that table that Catan has to deal with. So the Mage player has to find a way to deal with that minion, and that might involve possible Polymorph, but I doubt that there is a Polymorph in effect right now, else I'm sure that would have been played by now. It might be really a turn where it's just going to have to eat that damage and, you know, try to carry it over. I certainly wouldn't attack it unless you could kill it. You know, when that minion's already buffed up to 6 damage, an attack that's not going to kill it is going to give it 3 more attack, and if you can eat... Alright, well that's a decent move right there, so he's going to copy it, which gives it all the buffs as well. So it's a little balanced now. It still can't be dropped with 1 hit, but it can be dropped on the next turn. As long as the health isn't bumped up any further, he could theoretically trade trolls and then burn his hero power to at least get rid of that. But now, it looks like actually it's going to be the opposite. And that little quick trade-off is what is going to be used. So the Cult Master does allow a card draw off any friendly minion death, which we just saw there. So now the Berserker buffed up to 9, only down to 1 HP, however. So it probably, certainly will not survive this turn. I'm going to do a Frostbolt to take out 1 minion, Fire Blast to take the troll out, and leave Trump with a 1/1 minion and Fairy Dragon. So Fairy Dragon, a very, very strong minion, cannot be targeted by hero powers or spells, so you can only take it out with minions. Looks like he's not too concerned with it now, so he's not going to deal with it. He's just going to keep chipping away at the Mage player's health. So what we're looking at right now is still a lot of kind of play setting. This is definitely going to be a fairly longer game. I don't expect this to end anytime soon, just considering the fact that, you know, we're still doing a good control there by burning that Frost Nova. And we're going to get some quick damage in on the hero. So yeah, excellent control there. Locks down all 3 of those minions, so that will prevent Trump from doing any direct damage this turn, and theoretically taking out that Fairy Dragon, which I'm sure was going to be his intention, probably to take that Fairy Dragon out, probably with both of his Silverhand recruits, instead of burning that 5/5 minion quite yet. But I don't know. He might have saved that to attack the hero instead. But it's a little hard to say what his strategy would have been at that point. That might have been what I would have done, just sacrifice the 2 Silverhand recruits. And he's going to drop that Enraged Worgen. So it's getting a little imposing on the other side of the table, but most of those minions are cheaper 1/1s. Alright, so a quick trade on that Fairy Dragon and the Worgen. Demolisher comes into play. And gonna bypass with 3 damage, burn a Fire Blast to kill one of these Silverhand recruits. And now, we'll have to see exactly how Trump wants to respond. So he's still sitting on that stealth minions. Looks like he's going to play Consecration, which is going to do a sizable amount of damage across the table. It's not going to kill anything, but it will give them the option to take 1 minion out at the trade. And another one, quick point of damage to the main hero. So field is clear for the opponent once again. And it's looking really good for Trump. So he's got 2 Silverhand recruits. He played that Razorfen Hunter, which procced the Boar. And he has broken the stealth on that Tiger. Oh, and he's going to drop Flame Strike, so that will clear the field. It's a great card, but you don't have it very often, and it's a very expensive card. So it's certainly more useful if you can play it when you have minions on the field as well, because that gives you open reign to attack whatever you want without worrying about, you know, reciprocated damage. But Trump quickly gets a few extra things out on the field. Booty Bay, Bodyguard, wow, another Arathi Berserker, and another Silverhand Recruit to sit on the other side of the table and just glare for the moment at the Mage player very intently. How's Jaina going to respond? I'm going to play that Cone of Cold, which will again freeze the table. Good control. Going to take that Berserker out with the hero power, or reduce its damage at least. Or reduce its health, I should say, down to 1. So that will effectively neutralize the threat of that Direwolf on this turn. A couple cards drawn again, and another Silverhand in play. So the Troll's going to die on this turn. Almost certainly. At least by that hero power. But more needs to start happening for the Mage player, is really all I can say. The minions are starting to get a little more potent and a lot more dangerous on the other side of the table. Abomination. Interesting choice. I don't know why he chose to attack his hero power into the Booty Bay Bodyguard when he could have killed off that troll. That's a very interesting play. Now, if he wants to take out that... Yeah, but he's going to take out the Abomination. He's going to sacrifice the Troll for it, and a lot of other things. But obviously he wanted to do that before he played any additional minions, so that they didn't take taunt, or didn't take damage, excuse me. So he's going to drop that Senjin Shield Master, another Raging Worgen, and another Silver Hand Recruit. So right now, Trump really has solid control of this game. He's keeping the field clear, he's constantly getting minions out there to replace the ones he lost, he's taking care of those really dangerous minions, and he's responding well to those field clearing spells. So Secret now in play, and a Polymorph on the Taunt minion, so the Shield Master is down, quick minion taken out, and the turn gets passed again. So now it's a matter to see what exactly that hero power is, and it looks like it is going to be the Ice Barrier. Just going to proc off of the Sheep, and just going to keep doing a few more points of damage to whittle down the armor. That's really all he's going to do at this point. He still has that Consecration, could come in very handy a little bit later, or if things get a little out of hand on the other side of the table, which we'll have to see. But Catan is not having a very good game right now. He's constantly getting his minions shut down. He's not able to keep anything out there for any discernible period of time, which hurts. And he's just not, I don't think he's just not getting the cards he needs. He's kind of stuck in a near top draw state. Another Blessing of Kings, that can be very risky, and he's going to drop it on the Razorfen Raptor there. Sacrifice the Sheep to take out the Shield Bearer, do a ton more damage. And it's getting into dire straits position for the Mage player, who is staring at game-ending damage on the other side of the table, effectively on the clock as of right now, has to take out almost everything. Definitely has to take that Raptor out. I mean, that is the most risky thing. I'm going to use his hero power on his Acolyte of Pain to try and get some more cards. Hopefully get some better options here. Going to use Cone of Cold on the Sheep. Kill it, but freeze the critical minion, which was that Raptor. So, pretty good strategy there. A good move to actually draw that card, because that's what he needed. Now down to 8. And still, this is dire straits. Once again, staring at game-ending damage on the other side of the table, and I highly doubt the Mage player has a response to this. He's going to attack into that 1/1 minion, get another card. Based off of the slow response, we might see a concession here, because this is the end of the game, really. He would have to take out, oh gosh, all three of those expensive minions, because all three of them can kill him, in addition to one of the cheaper minions as well. And he has Consecrate, so it's getting hairy. So he's going to burn another hero power on that to try and get another option. Oh, let's see what he does. He's going to do Big Game Hunter. That will take out one of the dangerous minions. Plays another Secret. Hopefully it's another Ice Barrier. And he is going to definitely attack in with the cheaper minion, and he will pop. Let's see it. Ice Barrier again. Okay, so that gives him another 8 HP. Excuse me. Stumbling over my words there. But no, this is it. This is actually game-ending damage, because that is a Wind Fury minion, and there you have it. GG. Game over. Despite his best efforts, Catan could not seal the deal, and Trump was able to come back and take his 7th win of this arena run. So there you have it. That is going to do it for this episode. So I guess what we saw there was just an example of really solid board control by Trump. He was constantly able to replenish his minions, take his opponent's minions out, and keep his opponent in a state of top draw. Or at least near top draw, which is almost just as bad. I mean, he was just down to cards that were basically ineffective. So that's some pretty skilled play, some skilled responses, and that's the kind of observant power that certain players have and certain players don't. But there you have it. So again, that was going to do it for this episode of Arena Time. I'll be back tomorrow with more ShoutStone, and I want to announce a special new partnership, quasi-partnership, not really a partnership, but a new arrangement I have with Total Biscuit. So you'll actually start seeing me cast some of Total Biscuit's games on this channel, in addition to the Trump versus Total Biscuit twofer that I did yesterday. So go watch that if you haven't already. And stay tuned this week. I'm going to be casting some of the 19 legendary deck that Total Biscuit created prior to the patch wipe. And it's going to be pretty fun. So stay tuned for that. But thank you all so much for watching. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are in the description below. And I will see you all next time.